What's up, YouTube? Thank you guys so much for tuning in to my channel. The question today is, should I Section 8 or should I not Section 8? And I'm hoping that after you watch this video that you will have a lot more clarity and understanding on whether or not you should Section 8 your property. Let's just get right into it. So I have been Section 8ing a property of mine. I really want to help those who have the question, who don't know, maybe who are like me in the beginning, like, should I even do this? Is this a good idea? Is my property going to get destroyed? Things like that, which are common questions. So what is Section 8 housing? So this is basically a government assistance program that gives people the ability to rent a house based on their income, and they will pay a percentage of the price or the rent, and the government will pay the rest of the whole entire amount. So one of the great things about it for me that I could say is that, you know, it's guaranteed money that you're gonna get every month because the government is gonna pay their dues. It's not like, you know, your normal long-term rental where you might have someone who will not pay or back pay or things like that. The government is gonna always be on time. So that's one of the pros that I can say about Section 8 so far. It's actually quite easy to get started. All you have to do is go on the site that your city or your state is connected to when it comes to these housing vouchers. Some people call it Section 8, and then some people will say housing voucher. So it just depends on your state. You just kind of look that up and see what site that is for your state. My state is Georgia, so I just went on to my home search, my Georgia home search verification. Another place that I had to go to, and I'll actually link that place below if you're interested in knowing how to get started in Georgia. I'll put that under the video, but again, it's very easy. All you have to do is go online, put your property up. Like once you have your property and it's prepared to have someone rent it out, go ahead, put your pictures up, and, you know, just put out, you know, what you want for the rent to be. You can make the rent whatever you want. It doesn't have to be like super low, like some people think, oh, I have to have it low. No, you can make the rent whatever you want, and it just has to be within market range. It has to be, you know, when you look at the comps in the area, what is the comparable range of all of the other houses in that area? What is the rent going for? Make sure that your ranges or your price is in that range, because when it gets to that process of trying to find someone, they are going to be looking at, okay, well, is this even an askable price that they're asking for? So, you know, whatever the market price is, just set your rent prices, set your amenities and things like that, what you're offering. And, you know, then the party starts. The party starts as soon as you push click, okay? People are going to be reaching out to you almost every day, multiple times, to find out how they can come see your property. And that's when the process begins. And as they call, you'll start to schedule people to come and see your property. Once they come and see your property, you will actually, in that same process, be kind of vetting them. You'll be kind of like, okay, trying to figure out, okay, is this someone that I would want to be in my home? Kind of have to take different things into consideration. This is not to knock anyone who is currently on Section 8 or anything like that. But, you know, as homeowners, I think the main issue that people have with Section 8 is my house going to get destroyed? Who's living in my house? Are they going to take care of it? Right? So, of course, you want to look at a lot of different things. I mean, you know, if you don't mind kids, that's okay. But some people have like a whole lot of kids, and it's like, do you really want a whole lot of small little bitty kids in your house? I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to knock anybody's like lifestyle or anything. I don't want to come off that way, but just giving you the facts. Some people just have a whole lot of kids and you may not want that. It just depends on what you want in your home. You can sometimes smell if people are like, you know, they smoke cigarettes. You know, somebody, you might say, you know, okay, no, you cannot smoke in my house. But people who smoke cigarettes, they might have that smell because they smoke a lot. It's all on their clothes. Do you really want that smell in your house? It just depends. I don't know. You know, you're just vetting people. Like, what are the conversations like? Are they prepared with their paperwork? Just different things like that. Like, you're vetting them while they're coming there to look at your house. They're coming to look at your house. You're actually like inspecting them as well at the same time. And it is what it is. you know, if you're in real estate, you know what I mean. So you get different interests and you let them know, hey, okay, well, I will, you know, make sure I have your information and I will give you a call. Make sure you have their caseworker's information so that you can call them up, and they should actually have a form to give you as the tenant that you can fill out and send out if you so decide to move forward with that applicant. So it just depends on whether or not they have their paperwork, and then also if they do or if they don't, you still have time to fill it out. You just let them know, hey, well, I'll get back with you. After that happened, hopefully you'll find someone who fits your desired tenant, right? Someone who you believe is going to take care of your house, someone who just fits in whatever filters or windows that you have set mentally, and someone that you're comfortable with, you've met them, and you really feel like they will be a good fit. So once you figure this out, now you have to send that paperwork that they were supposed to be sending to you. You send that paperwork off. At the same time, you're going to be getting their monies to fill out a background check, okay? A background check or a application. Some people do background checks and applications together, and there are plenty of sites online that you can go to find them. I think I did like a My Tenant background search or something like that. They have Turbo Tenant. They have a lot of different places that you can go, and you can either do, again, the application, or you can do both the application and the background check together. And so you don't want to take anybody's money, again, unless you are sure that this is someone that you want in your home. I wouldn't suggest you just taking people's money just to be like, okay, fill out this application, let me get your money. Fill out this application, get your money. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to be integral people. I'm not going to take your money unless I feel like you're going to be a good fit for the home. So then you take the money, okay? You're also sending off this paperwork to the county or whomever who's going to process this, and they will reach out to you and say, hey, okay, we got your information. They're going to go through and see if this tenant is even able to qualify, because the thing about it is that the tenant themselves have to be able to qualify for your property. If you have a 3-2 or, you know, a 4-3 or something like that, or a 2-1, they need to be able to qualify for that based on their household. And you know, that's not something that we have to figure out. It's something that they will figure out. And when the office calls you, they'll let you know, hey, well, they are meeting the requirements. And then also whatever you set as rent, they have to go by like a 40% income kind of situation with them. And so they don't want there to be a discrepancy where if they pay your rent, now they're going over their 40%. And it's not your rent, it's their portion of your rent. If they have to go greater than like their portion of the rent that they have to pay for that, and it's above 40% of their income, including all of the other things that they have to pay for, then they're going to say it's not a good fit. So they'll let you know. That's not anything that you have to do. You just keep, hopefully, again, this process doesn't take long, because number one, the tenant will already know if they if they are qualified for your property. They'll already know. They shouldn't even be reaching out if they aren't qualified for your size property. So once they call you and they find out, they'll probably already know that. The question is, will they, according to their income, be able to afford what you are asking for? Now, at that point, it's up to you. Maybe you can adjust what you're asking for so that you can get the tenant in. I would say if it's less than, $70, I mean, just go ahead and adjust it. I don't think that it's a big deal when you can have, again, that very on time, consistent payment every month. You just have to kind of think about it. If it's going to be like a $250 difference, maybe $150 to $250 difference, then maybe, okay, let's try to find someone else who could maybe afford this. But again, if it's not too much, I would say, hey, just, make the adjustment, and you can always change it every year. And so once you have that one tenant in, even if they stay, you can still put in or submit another number for the next year. It can go up, it can increase because the market increases. And then you'll get that whole amount. For example, if you're asking for $2,300, you're going to get your $2,300. The tenant may only be paying you $400 out of that, but the government is going to pay you your money. That's just the beauty of it, right? Okay, so now once you have gone through that process, they're going to call you about the inspector, the inspector is going to come inspect your house based on the things that they give you. They're going to give you a list and say, we're going to be expecting these things. We want to make sure that these things are up to par. Please make sure that these things are up to par. They're going to come inspect it, and hopefully you'll get a pass. If you don't, then you just have to fix it, and then they'll come back and make sure that those things are fixed. I had a really good inspector for mine. He was just kind of like, okay, well, this is all you need. I ran up to the store, got it, and then I came back and we were good. So, you know, it just depends on the need and the requirements at that time. After that, you will then enforce a lease between you and the tenant. It will be your own personal lease that you are creating for your tenant. And hopefully as a landlord, you will already have those things in place. If not, there are places again where you could go. You want to make sure that it's something that has been legally reviewed and make sure that you will be covered in any instance of anything happening. But make sure that you have this, you know, this form, right? You have this lease between you and the tenant. Once you have that in place, you send it off back to the office. At that point, you'll have someone that you're working with directly. You send that to that person, and then, you know, it'll have their starting date, whatever starting date at that point. Once they pass inspection, they can start whenever they want, as soon as they want. So you'll send that over, and then they will get everything started. They can just literally move in whenever you say you're going to move in. So if it's like the 27th and you guys are like, okay, we're going to move in on the 1st, they can move in on the 1st, and everything goes smoothly from there. The government is going to start paying your money every month. The first month, it'll be a little late, but after that, it's going to be on time every time. Okay, and you want to make sure that you also have a way for your tenant to be paying you their portion. So you need to make sure that you have a, you know, bank account set up or a Zelle or some way for them to be able to send you the money. And then the government is also going to be putting that money also into your account, your real estate account, preferably not your personal account. If you have a real estate property company or real estate company, put it in your company's name. You just want to make sure you kind of keep up with, for tax purposes, and that's what I've also figured out. For tax purposes, you want to make sure that you have that money coming into your real estate account. And at that point, hey, you are rolling, you're getting this money every month. You don't have to worry about it. You're going to get paid. If the tenant doesn't pay that $400, I've heard of people actually paying on their behalf, not because they were like, you know, because you feel like, okay, wait a minute, I'm losing money, I'm not going to be paying for you. But it's like either that, or you'd have the option to report that to the government, let them know, or to the office, let them know, hey, they're breaching contract. And then, you know, it goes from there for them actually getting pushed out. And so then you have to do that process again and to get somebody else in there. So if you think that they're just going through a hard time, maybe you could help them this month, and then maybe, you know, they'll be back on track. And if they do that again, then it'll be like, okay, well, I'm not doing this 2 months. But, you know, it just depends. You know, everybody's different. And, you know, you have a lot of options at that point. But again, if you just make sure you get a good tenant, make sure you look at that background check, no criminal records, no small misdemeanors either. Sometimes those are a little suspect, but you know, just make sure you have a good tenant, that you have a good rapport and good communication with them. I think that you're going to be on the right track to being where you need to be. But I hope this helped in your decision making for Section 8 housing. I think that it's a great opportunity. I know a couple people who actually talked me into it. And, you know, one of the guys, he was just telling me, like, you know, a lot of his properties are Section 8. And he said the same thing. You find someone who is really good, you know, you find a really good tenant, you're good. And you really have to go through that vetting process, you know, and just kind of trust your spirit in that, and just see, you know, who would be a good fit again. And you'll know if they're not, because again, I feel like, you know, the best people are very prompt. The best people are serious. They have their paperwork. They're prepared. They will pay you immediately. Like, you know, those people, you can tell. So you just want to make sure that you got a good person in. And hey, listen, everything's gonna go well. I wish the best for you. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section. And, you know, if you guys want more videos like this regarding real estate, let me know that too. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye.